exactly 33 years ago, Osun State became an independent state, and Osogbo was announced to be the state capital of the new state then. And when you are talking about 33 years, it is not what? It is not a younger age. It is a real adult. If you are referring to a person or to any individual, and we are appreciating the state governor for celebrating. This morning, our governor, Excellency Adeleke, has talked to Nigerians, both within and in diaspora. Then he has told us some of the things that he has been doing since he came to power. Then some of the things he commended the past administration and the people of Osun State, and those who are not indigenous of the state, particularly those who are ethnic from other particular region living in Osun State, contributing their quotas in the development of the state. We say congratulations to the governor, congratulations to all the executive of the state government, congratulations to the lawmakers, congratulations to everybody in Osun State. This is newspaper review from the staple of news and current affairs of the corporation OSBC here in Osogbo, Osun State. As usual, we are joining all the millions of Osun State people in the celebration of the 33rd year. And today we are going to make it the same way. We are going to give you numbers of paper, as my man is much around to be giving us one after the other. Let us look at the major headline contained in a few of the papers this morning, as compared by the Director of News and Current Affairs, that is Motorayo Ayegbayo, and the Engineering Department. Thank you very much. Let's start it from Daily News Hub. We have Daily News Hub today. Likewise, we have First News. We are going to be displaying them one after the other. Then we have the Matrix. After that one, we have the Guardian newspaper. The New Telegraph is around. The Punch is much with me. The Nation is present. Likewise, Nigeria News Direct is part of what we are going to review. Leadership is a part of what you are going to enjoy this morning. Likewise, Daily Independent, you are going to enjoy it. Nigerian Tribune, it says. Likewise, you have the Sporting Sun. Vanguard, it says. You have the Daily Times. Likewise, Business Day is part of what we are going to review. Daily Sun is present. Likewise, This Day is also present, as well as the Daily Trust. I can tell you that you just sit back. Today is today, as we are marking. And I can tell you that today's edition is very, very interesting, because we are marking, yes, we are marking the 33rd year anniversary of Osun State. Therefore, we have greater number of paper even than what you have before. Let us take it from the major headline contained in few of the paper before we go into all that some aspects that are contained in the paper. Let us take it from News Daily News Hub. We have from the paper, we have the biggest stories. Slaying officers, police arrest 97 Shiite, launch manhunt for sect sponsors. And we move on to First News, where we have the biggest one, say, age out. Will federal government's new 18-year policy for WAEC NECO boost or hinder education? That is the question. Then from the Matrix this morning, having this one saying 2027, why it may be difficult to sack Tinubu ex-APC chieftain. I made the statement. Then the Guardian having the biggest one saying Tinubu, that is talking politics, Tinubu hints at economic recovery amid inflation deficit concern. Then New Telegraph is the next. New Telegraph has the biggest story saying how multinational firms bleed Nigeria via systemic offshore payment. Investigation revealed that one from the New Telegraph. We move on to the Punch. The Punch is next. We have the biggest story saying federal government to shut errand full stations as petrol hit 1,000 naira per liter. Very sorrowful. Then the Nation is the next. From the Nation, we have this one, Tinubu, that is talking political. Tinubu, GDP surge points to an economy on right path. We move on to Nigeria New Direct. Okay, it's coming from the business angle. Nigeria's GDP grows by 3.19% in the second quarter of this year. MBS made the statement. We are coming to the riders, but let us be taking it because we have many papers this morning. Leadership is the next one. Leadership says waves of change as Tinubu rejig NIA DSS. Then we move on to Daily Independent. From Daily Independent, we have, despite odds, Nigerian airlines get more aircraft to delight travelers. Then from the Nigerian Tribune is saying that the Petro steps up move for new Nigeria constitution. Then we move on to Vanguard. Vanguard is the next. Outrage as federal government pegs age for writing YC as 18 years. Then the next one is the Daily Times. The Daily Times says GDP growth. Tinubu assures stronger economic performance. We move on to Business Day, where we have Real Business saying stock deals jump 44 on banks recapitalization. Daily Sun is the next. From Daily Sun, okay, we have the biggest story saying new vigor in security as Tinubu replaces DSS NIA leadership. Then we have this day. From this day, we have this one relating to security also. This day say new spy chiefs trigger new expectations in nation's security. From that one, we move on to Daily Trust. From Daily Trust, we come to economic story. 21 states seek 1.65 trillion loan despite 40% rise in FAC revenue. Okay, this is few of the paper we have this morning. Let us look at them one after the other from Daily News Hub. From Daily News Hub, let's look at other stories apart from the biggest story we have discussed. Let's come here from the sporting angle having to do with a hero. Najim Mayegun, Nigeria's first ever Olympics medalist, dies at 83. That is sorrowful. Okay, we have this one. Edo Guba Appeal Court affirms Ighodalo's nomination as PDP candidate, dismisses Ojezua's appeal for lacking merit. Then from politics again, Tinubu may become worse than Buhari, says ex-APC vice chairman. Lukman made a statement. Then Sheyi Tinubu's presence at CJN's swearing-in sparks reaction. Then we move on to the next one. Flood destroyed 14,940 houses in Sokoto, and Borno Finance Commissioner dies inside his room. Then pandemonium as Wuse Market, Abuja, day after police shares clash. Then federal government prohibit under 18 candidates from taking wives. Then NECO. We move on to First News. From First News, I've told you that the biggest story is that will federal government's new 18-year policy for WAEC, NECO boost or hinder education? That is a question. Okay, then let's look at some other important story relating to it. This one is about food from the same paper. Food prices surged over 200% in July 2024, says NBA. Then resident doctors commence 7-day warning. Okay, Tinubu appoints Mohammed NIA DG Ajayi DSS DG also. The NNPC all expand LNG supply to Japan, China. Okay, let's move on to another one where we have the next paper is the Matrix. From the Matrix, we have this one saying that 2027, why it may be difficult to sack Tinubu, ex-APC chieftain made a statement. Let's look at the writer to that story. Opposition leaders are unserious about about wresting power from Tinubu. Then Atiku, Obi, Kwakwaso, others fighting survival battle. Likewise, opposition leaders must develop alternative political platform by December this year. From the same paper, let's look at this one. NNPCL announces LNG shipment to Japan. Then CBN raises rates for standing deposit facility to control liquidity. Let's look at the side of the paper, the matrix again. Nigeria's economy grows by 3.19% in the second quarter of this year, says MBS. Now, the Nigerian police detained 97 shares following deadly clash. Then Nigeria recognizes only 5 Benin universities, 3 in Togo, rest illegal minister. Then let's move on to another paper. The Guardian is the next. The Guardian says this, saying Tinubu hints at economic recovery amid inflation deficit concern. Let's look at the side of the story. IPOB threatens violence, alleges ethnic cleansing in Imo State. The massive drop in enrollment threatens existence of unity schools. Then look at this one. Falana rallies MBA against illegal arrest, detention by police, others. Then from here, political story, opposition working for Tinubu's second time, Lukman alleges. Then police arrest 97 suspects over Abuja attack. Oriwa urges prosecution. Then NAD begins warning strike, demands immediate rescue of kidnapped members. Then Osun confirms monkeypox activities emergency response. The AMCO enlists international tracers to recover 5 trillion naira assets from debtors. Let's move on to another interesting paper. New Telegraph is the next. From New Telegraph, we have this: how multinational firms bleed Nigeria via systemic offshore payment investigation. Reveal that one. Let's look at the story beside it. For the government to enforce 18-year age limit for wires NECO. Then resident doctors embark on warning strike over abduction of members. Then UBTH turns back partners as doctors join protest. Then divergent interest, presidency emboldened by failed opposition. Lukman made a statement. The LP crisis, that is Labour Party crisis, Abure planning another convention. LP NTC made a statement. Let's look at this one. NBA confab could deny. NBA confab could deny of fresh Akpabio tells lawyers. Then from this one, latest report on declining inflation, growing GDP indicate economy on rise trajectory. Tinubu made that statement. Let's move on to another paper. The Punch is the next. From the Punch, we have the biggest story talking about economy, saying how multinational firms bleed Nigeria via systemic offshore payment. That is from the investigation. Then we have this one: federal government to enforce 18-year age limit for West NECO. Let's move on to another paper. We move on to The Nation. The Nation is next. From The Nation, we have this one from presidency. Tinubu GDP surge points to an economy on right path. Then, let's move on to Nigeria News Direct. From Nigeria News Direct, Nigeria's GDP grows by 3.19% in the second quarter of this year. NBS says that. Let's look at the rider to that story, saying that ICT's contribution to Nigeria's real GDP is 19.78%. Then as health sector grows by 2.41%. Let's look at this one from Okonjo. Okonjo Iweala calls for stable economic policies to revive Nigeria's GDP. Then from business again, NNPCL begins export of LNG to China, Japan. Okay, from this one, federal government nullifies over 22,700 degrees from fake Togo, Benin Republic varsities. And this one, Tinubu appoint new NIA, DSS, DG. Okay, we move on to leadership. Leadership is the next. From leadership, we have this morning waves of change as Tinubu rejig NIA. Let's look at the side of the paper. Atiku Muazu Lamido pay tribute to Emir of Ningi. Then Professor emerges new government chairmanship candidate. That is brilliant. Then Borno commissioner found dead in own home. Then Mpox parasitologists seek increased awareness. We move on to the next paper, which is Daily Independent. From Daily Independent, we have despite odds, Nigeria airtime get more aircraft to delight travelers. Let's look at the rider to that one. Saying earpiece, United States for additional 10 aircraft overland airways. That is IBOM air increase frequencies. Let's look at the side of the story saying that 3.2% GDP growth excites Tinubu, analysts seek improvement in critical sectors. The NNPCL expand global footprint to Japan, China with energy supply. Then from Edo State, Edo Guba, appeal court nullifies ruling 14 PDP primaries. The IOC's divestment, fresh updates emerge as Ajib Equinor get ministerial approval. Then Osun confirms 2 cases of Mpox. The importers look to local dairy industry on back of rising FX rates. Let's move on to the next one, which is Nigerian Tribune. Thank you for giving us all this one. Then we have the biggest one saying the Patriot steps up more for new Nigerian constitution. Let's look at the writer to that, saying that sets up 17-man advocacy committee, Killer Heads team, then to begin consultation with National Assembly members, other stakeholders. The Anya could speak on Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Sudan, Canada, reiterates why now is best time to have new constitution. Then let's look at the side of the story of the paper. Resident doctors begin 7-day strike. Likewise, police arrest 11 as mass men in NDLEA military uniform hijack multi-million naira tramadol in Lagos. And resident of Plateau, Zamfara, Niger mining communities live in fear over constant bandits attack. Again, the AMCOM intensified recovery efforts and leads international asset tracers. And from this one, we have Nigeria's divestment with Wando, Mobile, any Ajib, others in accordance with PIA. LUPRC says that. Let's move on to the next paper. Vanguard is the next. From Vanguard this morning, we have this one. Outrage as federal government pegs it for rising YC as 18 years. Let's look at the rider to that one. Is a purely education program. It will draw back education. NUT says that. Nigerian Union of Teachers. Then we go to court. Parents says that. Likewise, we will respond later. WAEC says that. Then we want meeting of stakeholders that is coming from Konwa. Where are parents rushing their children? ASU says that. Then we will implement state police, say Ondo, Rivers, Jigawa government. And we have this one, floods, disaster. Floods killed 49 in Jigawa, Adamawa, Taraba, displaced thousands. Then separate office of AGF from AGFG PDP government made that clarification. Let's look at another paper, which is Daily Times. From the Daily Times, we have this one coming from Presidency and Economy. GDP growth. Tinubu assures stronger economic performance. Okay, let's look at the rider to that. Says federal government will continue to work assiduously to rekindle Nigeria's hope and confidence. And we have this one: appoint new Director General of NIDSA. And from the same paper, we have this one from the bottom of the paper. We increase passport fees to enhance quality, faster process. NIS says that. Then we have this one: CBN raises deposit rate to 25.75% for banks as SLF suspension ends. Then Bauchi Gombe Jigawa resident decry alleged diversion of federal government's rights. And we move on to another paper because we don't have much time. Again, business. From Business Day, we have stock deals jump 44 on banks recapitalization. And we move on to Daily Sun quickly because of time. New vigor in security as Tinubu replaces DSA NIA leadership. Then let's look at the few of the rider. Appoints Ajayi, former director in Rivers, Bauchi, Kogi, Enugu to head intelligence agency. Names Mohammed, ex-head of Libya mission, North Korea, Pakistan, Sudan, State House, Abuja as DG International Intelligence Service. And from this one again, from the Sun, again we have a price of cooking gas rises to 17,000 naira. Price of 20 MT tons is 22.262 million naira. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, before we move on to the last paper, let's look at this one. Nigeria's AMCOMs to unleash international asset tracer as loan defaulters. Let's look at the last one before we go to the sports. From this day, new spy chiefs trigger new expectation in nation's security. And Daily Trust, we have 21 states seek 1.65 trillion naira loan despite 40% rise. In fact, okay, let us quickly look at sport. Let's take one or two. From Sporting Sun, we have Napoli lowers Osimhen price to 75 million. The Al Hilal pushing for 60 million pounds. Cancelo. With that one, this is the convenient point. We are going to draw the content of the program. Leka, thank you very much, Leka Bushari, for giving us the very, very beautiful show. And I want to appreciate the editorial advisor, Motunrayo Ayegbaye, and the producer of the program is Oluwa Tony Yusuf. I'm just Abdul Jalil Adebisi. Bye for now.